Hello and welcome to Two Girls, One Pod. I'm Crystal,
I'm Melissa.
and today is our weekly Charleston Chew about Big Brother Canada.
Boop, 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 boop. And we've got a good, oh my God.
Lots of stuff.
It's like every Thursday or this gets released on a Thursday, but we record this every Wednesday evening after the Wednesday night show.
Right.
And it's like every time I sit down, I'm like, there is so much to unwind and to
Yeah.
talk about it's only 3 episodes. Like we recap 3 episodes, but so much happens.
Yeah, but
Like
the further we get into it, the more stuff happens and the more like drama happens. And I'm
And
just like,
it
ooh,
is so good. I
so
am
good.
loving Big Brother Canada. The games are harder. Like the
They
fucking
are.
competitions are harder than, I mean, I don't know. I'm obviously not playing them and I didn't play any of the fucking US ones, but they look way harder. I'm watching the Canada one going, I don't think I could do that. Like,
Oh, I know. I
I
know.
might suck at that game. And
Yeah.
US, I'm like, I could win that. Every game, I'm like, I could win that. I would definitely win that. And Canada, I'm like, I don't know if I would win that.
I'm like, it's like US one is kind of like, here, we're gonna give you a puzzle, and then Canada's like, we're gonna 3D puzzle it.
We're gonna 3D puzzle it, but we're also gonna give you a trail to put together. Like in the US one, it's like the trail's already, you just gotta walk the pieces from point A
Yeah,
to point B. This one's
right,
like you gotta build your trail and then walk your pieces, and
right.
then it's a
Because this
3D
is
puzzle.
Canada,
Because we
so
make shit harder because we're tougher.
sorry, not
Fucking
sorry.
tougher. So today we're gonna recap episodes 11, 12, and 13. Is that
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Yep.
You're like, sure.
No,
I
it is.
keep
Yeah.
and I keep trying to write the episode number at the top of my page whenever I sit down and I take notes and I look at my husband and I'm like, I have to go to work now. And he's like, you're watching Big Brother. I'm there with like my notepad watching Big Brother. I'm like, this is my dream job. You need to fuck right off. Just because nobody's paying me for it doesn't mean
Doesn't
squat.
mean it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
working.
Yeah.
Like,
I
get
know.
the fuck out of here.
I hear you.
Okay, so 11, 12, and 13. If you have not seen these episodes, shut off
Turn it
this
off
podcast
now,
or listen anyway. We don't
or
care. We're just
suck it
giving
the
you a
fuck
warning.
up.
Yeah,
We don't
just don't.
care.
We don't want to hear you complaining that we spoiled it for you because
Right.
that's a you problem. In the words of is it Josh?
Josh. Yeah.
I
That's why
forget people
we're.
as soon as they're gone home.
That's why we were kindred spirits, because that's a
Yeah,
you problem, not a me
that's
problem.
a you problem. So turn it off. All right, let's rewind because there's so much just happened and go back to episode 11. So
Which
episode
is
11,
eviction night.
Kyle's still in the house.
Yeah.
My very
Mhm.
first note is I rolled my eyes hard when Kiefer said, "Call me the Grim Kiefer." I was like, "Oh no,
I
no,
loved it.
no." I felt like,
Um,
do you watch TikTok videos? I was like, "Oh no, oh no." Like,
no.
oh no, 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 no. Somebody out
No.
there is listening to me and knows
Somebody else
exactly
does.
what I mean.
Not me.
Anyway, I heard the TikTok "oh no" music in my head. I was like,
Yep.
no, don't say that.
I was like low key embarrassed, but then also kind of like, I love
Yeah.
puns.
So I'm a dad joke girl. Like I
Yeah.
love puns. It was great, but I'm also watching it going, fuck off. Like
Yeah, that was a
I was
groaner for
still in
sure.
my annoyed phase with Kiefer. So like I like him again, but I was still
Okay.
like, you need to go the fuck home. Like stop
Right.
it. But so, that's where I
Get
was
down off
writing
your
these
high
notes.
horse.
If you're wondering where my head was, I was like, you just shut up.
Right.
Yeah, I was also really happy that Kyle called Kiefer out about being a hypocrite. I was like, that's accurate. He is a hypocrite.
I mean, yes, I
Mhm.
do agree with that, because I was like, he was being a hypocrite, but I still hated Kyle. So then I was kind of like, fuck off, Kyle.
Fuck you, Kyle. Yeah. And I
He's
mean,
like,
you
you're
know
such a
what?
Karen.
It's
Hell,
well, Kyle is the equivalent, is
is
the
the
male equivalent
equivalent.
to a Karen. You know what's
Stop being
funny?
such a
Okay.
Kyle.
Side note.
Yeah.
We're gonna, and I'm like, I don't want to call actual people out, but so there's a contest. I'm like, how do I say
Okay.
this without like everybody in Newfoundland knowing exactly what I'm talking about? So there's a contest that's like sponsored online that like you could win something. It's like a lottery.
Right.
And anyway, their Facebook page, like it gets sponsored to me all the time because I'm clearly trying to win this lottery. And
Right.
I look at like they upload pictures and stuff. And
Yeah.
there's this one girl who chirps everything that they do. I know marketing. Okay. Like I sell houses. I have to fucking strategize. I have to market properly. Like there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
And they're marketing this lottery. Like they only release pictures like every so often. Like they do the build up, right?
Mm.
Fucking every time they release something, she chirps something. She's like, oh, only one picture of this. Oh, I didn't see this picture over here. How come you're not doing this? When am I going to get to see a video? And it's like always just these negative comments. And they're like, you don't need to buy a ticket. Like, that's what I'm thinking when I'm reading it. Her name's Karen.
Shut up.
I
Of
swear,
course
I
it
looked at
is.
it. I looked at it and I was
knows.
like, she's commenting on all of these, like, marketing strategies or whatever, releases or sponsorships. And every time I look at it, I'm like, it's this same girl. And when I looked, I was like,
Fucking Karen.
typical Karen. Sorry to any Karens out there who aren't like this. I just thought it was so funny that that's like the official name of like the annoying, can I speak to a manager woman? And then she's like chirping this lottery that they're like not doing it properly.
Right.
Like,
all you need to do is
don't have to
friggin'
win.
throw a friggin' Kate Gosselin haircut on her and she's sold. Like,
yeah,
sold.
she's definitely a Karen. Yeah. So the male equivalent is a Kyle.
Is Kyle, which he fucking is, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that. Although I was happy that he called out Kiefer. And we went off track a bit. Weird.
To go back.
So strange for me and you to do
Bringing
that.
it back.
Yeah. Beep.
Backing up the bus.
So, bringing it back to Kiefer, I feel like in the Big Brother house, everybody needs to kind of be a bit of a hypocrite. Like you can throw the word hypocrite around, even though Kyle didn't really know what it meant, and used it accurately. He's like, I've used that word twice today. I don't know what it means. Yeah. But you do need to be a bit of a hypocrite. Like you have to lie and backstab and do things that you're gonna say you're offended by. Like that's Big Brother. So
whatever. That's how else are you supposed to play the game? I'm just sorry. Like anyway.
Yeah, I know. I guess I got over it. Way. What else was it? Yeah, he was Kiefer about being a hypocrite. Yeah, that was accurate. And also I like that he also called out Vic in the same breath because Victoria tried to pick up for Kiefer and Kyle's like, fuck you too, Vic. You're also a hypocrite. Like, he's like, I'm going out in a blaze of glory.
Right. Yeah. He was like, I'm burning this bitch down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good though. But she really did stick up for Kiefer like very quickly. I was impressed at that actually because
I think she only did that because she knew Kyle was going home.
Oh, probably.
Because she's playing hard all sides of the house. She's doing phenomenal. Like she's blowing my fucking mind, the things she's getting away with. But she's doing really well. So I feel like she's calling people out in the right scenario. It's just like, I'm gonna call him out because he's going home anyway. It's gonna make me look good. Yeah. And he's not a vote for me. Like
exactly.
It's smart.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, and if you remember 2 episodes ago, Kiefer is he was starting to partner with Tina and Tara. So he was doing the thing that we had thought about our last discussion. We're like, well, he'd be really smart to do this and partner up with them. He's doing it.
He's actually starting to kind of like broaden his horizons and he's like moving into a couple of different places, which is good. I'm like, this is where you need to be going. Like work it all.
Yeah, he's proving me wrong.
He doesn't suck as bad as you thought.
He pissed me off for a few episodes.
I know.
But
I know.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
That's Big Brother. It's like if you like everybody's personality, like get out of here. You're a liar. You're full of it.
You're too nice.
I love when they all have, I don't know who it was now because I didn't write down who was in the ball pit, but I did write down that I love when they have serious chats in the ball pit. That's my I'm like, that's just good TV.
It was. Which one was it? Was it right after? No,
I think it's just in general. I think like I love seeing grown-ups in a ball pit being like, I can't believe they said that, man. Oh, I'm so pissed off. And they're like playing with balls. It's just good TV. I love it. I want them to have that room every season.
I kind of want that room in my house.
I'd come over. I'm not afraid of it being full of pee anymore. I think I'm over that fear now.
I wouldn't pee on it.
I don't think I'd let my daughter in it. I'd be like, you stay over there and watch mommy play in the ball.
Yeah, she might pee in it.
No, she definitely would. She pees on the floor. I'm like, do you want to use the potty? She goes, oh yes. And then she'll just like pee on the floor and run away.
Well,
She's sweet.
we'll let her have it. She's only 2.
She's 2. Just turned.
Right.
Okay, so I did make a note that Vic isn't playing both sides the way she thinks she is. That was back 3 episodes ago. I want to retract that note. You didn't even need to read that note. Could have just left it. Don't know why I'm reading it, but
no one knew.
It back. I really thought that Austin was going to go at one point.
Did you? Well, yeah, there was a point I think that I was kind of like, oh man, are they going to flip this on her? Like,
and then I thought it was a great idea.
I did too.
And I
like
Austin.
It would have been a great idea. Yeah, but it's not that you don't like her. It's that realistically, Kyle fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And he sucks like big time. He's just like, she's a good player. Like she's very smart and she can win things when she's not trying to pretend like she's a fucking dummy.
Oh my God, don't get me
started.
Oh, we will get there. We will get there. Loved Tina and Tara hosting their food and alcohol party.
I know. Tina was like the most excited when she read alcohol. It was like she saw the word and she was like, alcohol.
They got to chug a beer first. And I love everybody outside was like, what's happening? Like they all knew, like they were terrible at hiding it, but they just went in and they're like, drink a beer. We get to drink a beer first. Like they're trying to chug beer. I loved it. I thought that was I was jealous, but then also not because the rest of the episode, everybody was so hungover.
Oh yeah.
Like how dragged out. They're like, nobody is campaigning. I'm like, because they're fucking hungover. They're not 21.
Right? Yeah. I know. It was like, yeah, you can't handle that anymore once you get past a certain point in age.
Yeah.
Unless you're me.
I feel like it's I don't know. But you don't really drink a lot. You don't get
but when I do, I get pretty good. And then
no
hangovers.
No, I drink with you. You're lying to all of our fans.
I don't know. Well, let's see what May 24 brings us. Anywho.
There are hundreds of thousands of people here listening right now who are believing you, and I'm here to call you out, Crystal.
Okay. It's true. I don't drink that much. You know what I mean? Because
and you'll be like, I'm gonna be so good tomorrow. Like
right? It's like you didn't even drink anything
over the span of 6 hours.
So stupid.
Like, you're fine.
Right.
Let's get on the gummies and have a few beer and then talk about hangovers.
No, I'll throw up then.
Well, like a few beer. Like you sip a beer when you have a gummy.
I don't even drink beer.
Well, sip a drink. Sip a margarita then.
That's where my problem comes in. See, then it's like drinking hard old liquor and then on top of everything. And then the next thing you know, I'm throwing up in the bathroom.
That's true. Yeah. I have to, if I'm gonna have like weed, so I'm not a good weed smoker. I don't feel it, or like I am feeling it and I just don't know that I'm feeling it. And I'm one of those.
Yep.
So I like edibles. And if I have like say a gummy bear, I'll have a gummy bear and then I just like if I have it and I sip on like 1 or 2 beer or like cider, then it's just the best night ever. But if I have like 4 beer first and then take an edible and sip, it's gonna get tangly.
It's a bad thing. Yeah, it's not a good night.
Really worse hangover when it's both.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like friggin' cousin's night, I was pretty sick, and then I woke up the next morning. I woke up the next morning and I was fucking deadly.
Because you threw it all up the night before.
I don't know, man. Like
your body had already gotten rid of all of that. It was like
not all of it.
You're good.
When I friggin' hit the bed, I don't even know if I was still clothed or not. I'm pretty sure I still had clothes on.
Yeah, you were in a way. See, you know what's really funny? I switched over companies this year from like my old brokerage to a different brokerage. And it was right before Christmas. So when I got to the new brokerage, it was before everything shut down. So we didn't have like our regular Christmas party, but the girls who worked there were like, you know what? We can't have like our regular Secret Santa, but I'm going to have like just the girls only who are in the office or whatever. Like we're interacting every day. Like we're in the same bubble. I'm going to have you guys over to our house and we're going to do like a girls only Secret Santa. So it's still like reduced numbers. So I'm there. I think I knew like maybe 5 people. Like I know a lot of other people because like when you're a realtor, like you're talking to everybody
you're
on a
talking to
regular basis
everybody.
anyway.
Mhm.
So anyway, I was talking to their names I knew, but I didn't know everybody. So I get there and then one of the other girls was like, "Hey, I brought these gummy bears." I'm like, "Sign me up." Just
Hello.
met all of these people, got on the gummies, got on the beer. I think I got home at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was probably one of the last two. I always do that. I always go to a
Yeah.
party where I don't know anybody and then I'm the last to fucking leave. And then the next day
Yep.
I'm like, did I overstay my welcome? Like, I really should have went home 3 hours before then. But anyway, the next day I just remember I normally don't get hungover. Like I'll get really tired. I get
Yeah.
the lazies and the sads, I call them.
Mm.
But then this was my first hangover I think I'd had in years. Like I just would go from the bed to the couch and like Scarlett was playing with me and I was like, oh yay, like trying to play back with her. And then I'd look at my husband, I'd be like, okay, you got this. Like I'm gonna go take a nap. You need to play with the
Yep.
baby. Like
I can only vividly remember like 3 full hangovers.
yeah, they're not good. But that
One
also
was
turned
with
me off
you.
from drinking. Yeah, that was another work party.
It was
That
so
was with the
good
old
too.
company.
What a time we were having. Anyway,
That was when you were double fisting whiskeys.
whiskey.
And
Yeah.
every time you would get low on one whiskey, my broker would come over and order you another whiskey.
Like just
We
keep
had fun.
making sure that they're double fisting. Yes, let's do this. Oh, gross. It was awful.
It
I
was
didn't
the
throw up that
most
night though.
fun. No, you slept over that night. Didn't we have KFC or something
I don't know
the
what
next
we ate,
day?
but I definitely slept over because Drew was not there.
Yeah, he was working away at the time.
I slept in his spot
Yeah.
basically. It was so fun.
That was fun. Okay,
It
so
was.
that was a sidestep.
Yeah. So we digress.
In case anybody was wondering what we're like, we're a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
back to the party at
Yes.
the Big Brother house, that it did look like a lot of fun. I really
did.
enjoyed seeing them let loose.
Let loose. Yeah.
Like,
it was really funny.
Like
And
let loose.
Spicy V is spicy. Oh man.
I was
I'm
watching
like-
it going, Crystal hates her so much. Every episode now I watch it and I'm like, I almost enjoy the things that she does that would normally annoy me because I know how much it annoys you.
Right. I was like watching it and I was just like, oh my god. And like my whole face, I was like, oh man. And then Jason pipes up and he's just like, man, her boyfriend's watching that.
She has a boyfriend?
Yes. Did you see him in
and
the first episode?
yes.
Remember
I
when she was
just
first
forget
HOH
about
or
people's
something?
personal life. Yeah.
Yep.
But I feel like if she's letting loose like that in the house, then that's just
She's
her
always like that.
personality. And like,
She's
you know what I
always.
mean? Her boyfriend's not gonna be like, what?
He
What?
knows.
She's being a completely different person. Like he's probably known her for a while and that's just her personality. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think that she was doing anything inappropriate. Like I thought she was just fun and wild. You know?
He knows what she's like. Don't worry.
Yeah, like it's fine.
Yeah, I think so.
He's figured it out by now.
Right.
Yeah, so I just made that. I was really excited for them. Those are some of my notes.
Mhm.
I thought it was really funny that Tara was like, how come nobody is campaigning to stay? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I made a note that I think that I relate the most to her.
Yeah.
Like out of everybody in the house, I think I feel the most like Tara. Like I think
because she's not
us.
wrong. It's like, okay, well, you feel too comfortable. Why do you feel so comfortable? You're just like totally okay with Kyle going home and just not even bothering with anybody. Like, why is it like,
but
when you're on the block, you need to talk to people. Like, even if you're not campaigning.
Yeah. Like, but I feel like, so I think that Austin was like, I'm just going to lay low and not stir the pot because I don't want to risk it. I don't want people to send me home instead. However, I also think that they were all just really hungover and lazy. I think that there's a reason they don't get to drink alcohol all the time. And because it, like, I mean, yes, I'm sure it's liability.
Shitty TV after.
Yeah, I think it's like liability. You know, I'm sure there's tons of reasons. I'm pretty sure that Big Brother years ago used to like give them alcohol for better TV. But like, let's be real, that was with like early 20-year-olds. Yeah. Most of these people are like mid 20s to like 30s, 40s, where they're grown-ups, and they get hungover. Like when you're in your early 20s, you can wake up the next morning and like chug another beer and get right on the go.
Yeah,
But like,
exactly.
as you get older, that's harder and harder to do, and you
It
want to sleep
is.
more. So I feel like they were just kind of hungover and not really playing, because it wasn't until,
Probably.
was it like eviction night that they started campaigning?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they were just fucking tired. Sin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Tara.
Oh my God. She's like the best.
She's so the best.
Yeah.
Like, I feel
I
like
just love her and Tina.
she's us wrapped up into a person.
Right.
Like if me and you could take both of our personalities and stick them in somebody, like
Jam 'em in.
she's on TV
Tara.
right now. Like it's
Right.
her. Oh, I did make a note. I love Austin, but it would be smart to get her out. And I thought
would.
that, like last week, I was kind of on board when they were making it seem like she was going to go home. I was like, ooh, this is interesting. I think I want this to happen now. Cause like I'm looking at it and I'm trying not to root for people based on like whose personalities I like.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like watch it now and be like, okay, I want
Watch
so-and-so
for
to win
gameplay.
because they're good gameplay. So like I really was liking Austin, but then I was also like, it would also be really fucking smart to get rid of her. And I like that idea too. Like I like good TV.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Well, and I think that right now, like what we're seeing from her is like she's laying so low, like her and Braden,
getting
that I'm
boring
kind of
now.
like, yeah, exactly. Like give me something good.
Completely fine with the block this week.
Yeah.
Oh my God, when they showed the replay, the What You've Been Up To.
Yep.
And when they showed the replay of Kiefer, I laughed all over again.
I laughed again all over. His face is just like,
it's the best.
It's the best, right?
When he's trying to run and he's like trying to look for things and he doesn't know where to look for or what he's looking for.
Flicking things everywhere, right? He's just like,
sits on a cushion and then looks under it.
Right? And like I've seen my children do these exact same moves when they just woke up. Like,
oh my God. It's so classic.
Yeah. It was so funny. It's hilarious.
Love this.
Yeah. Just to backtrack on the boys all having their drinks and stuff, I was just like literally died when Jed kissed Braden, and then Beth leans in, she's like, welcome to the club, babe.
That was awesome. Like,
it was so funny.
Her storyline with these
just
boys
all over the place. I know.
Well, there's this
we'll get to that.
An answer, conclusion.
Yeah.
There's a love story. Anyway.
Right.
Love the invisible HOH idea. So fucking cool.
Yeah. So I guess like right off the hop then, before we hop into HOH, we should be like, hey, if you don't know already, Kyle went home. We're not sad.
Oh yeah. 7-1 vote. Ro was the only one who voted to keep him. I was surprised when they were doing the votes. I'm always surprised until I feel like Tina and Tara are like the votes that count.
Oh yeah.
Because like
they're
they
definitely
seem to be
swing
like
votes.
Yeah, right. So it's like whenever Tina or Tara go in and they vote, I'm like, okay, that's who's going home. And that seems to be who's right every time. But yeah, when I think it was like Tina was like third or fourth. And she said, Kyle, I was like, oh, okay, I guess Kyle's going
We know
home.
what's happening. Yeah.
Everybody else voted for Kyle. I was like, okay, well.
Because right now, I think that they're still very much like just voting with the majority just to kind of like float under the radar.
But they're not. It's so good because some weeks they vote majority and other weeks they're like, let's flip it. Fuck shit up. Like,
see what happens.
Canada, we're so great.
We are.
Jesus, why did it take me so long? Why did I boycott?
Well, I mean, to be fair, in hindsight, I can see why, but now you just need to get on board.
Oh, yeah. 100%,
right.
100%.
Already there.
And I mean, if I'm being completely honest, yes, it was a boycott for like that year, but every other year was just me like working and just fucking like just missing the first few episodes and then not jumping on. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep.
All right. So episode 12.
The HOH starts.
So my first note that I made is that I think that because it's a special circumstance HOH, I feel like Kiefer should have been allowed to play.
I think so too. He was allowed to like they made the exception of like allowing the
HOH and
HOH
veto,
to play the veto.
which they would
And
have to though, so that you
oh yeah,
can't, you know.
obviously.
But like for me, it just kind of felt like, okay, so everybody in the house knows that Kiefer's not HOH. Like that's
right,
the only thing they know is just that Kiefer is not had a household.
right.
And I don't know. There's something
Feels
that,
like a missed opportunity.
yeah, I feel like just for 1 week, like change the rule and be like, hey guys, new week, everybody's allowed to play. Here's our
Well,
twist.
because the subsequent week, now next week, whoever was the invisible HOH
Is
will
going to
get
be
to
allowed
play
to
again.
play.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So they should have
So
made
I
the
mean,
same exception.
maybe they did that so that there wasn't the opportunity of being like 3 weeks in a row. Because like Kiefer could have won
Maybe.
and then won again and then won again.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Maybe.
I don't know. But either way, yeah, I totally feel
Or it
like
wasn't well thought out.
maybe they're only thinking of it now when the producers are obviously listening to this podcast
Right.
and they're gonna go make notes. Are you listening, guys?
Pay attention.
Write this
Right.
down.
Write it down.
Tina took the letter. I thought that was smart. I don't think I would have done it. Like I'm just a diehard competitor. So like
Yeah, me too.
personally,
I would have been like,
yeah, I'd be like a letter from home. I'll get a letter from home next week when I'm HOH again. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like diehard competitor, as much as you would want it, I can totally see the
allure of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. But
Yep.
at the same time, I don't think it was stupid. I think that was smart.
It wasn't stupid. I mean, because
she's in a good
when I
position.
thought about it, it was kind of like, okay, well, she knew she was in last place, but you know, like I said, like first I thought to myself, oh, I'd just be starting to like flick the thing and be like, oh, I'll just get my numbers up a little bit and just say, fuck it, whatever, see what happens.
Same thing. Yeah.
But she didn't know whether or not she was over or under.
No. She knew, yeah, because she knew she was furthest away.
Knew she was
But what I
furthest
was
away.
gonna say, furthest away could have also been by 3 or by 40.
Right. It could have, right?
Right.
She didn't know.
And I think that was smart because she didn't know that. And then she also she's not a big target.
No.
Nobody's
exactly.
going after her. She gets along
Nope.
with everybody in the house. There are other people always in everybody else's ear about like, I'm going to put Vic up. I'm going to put Austin up. I want Jed and Ty. Let's get Beth out. Like Tina and Tara's names. I think Tara's name came up for the first time tonight. Like they're not coming up. Right. So that was she was safe. That was a good, smart thing for her to do. And then she got the letter from home.
Absolutely.
You know?
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, Tara got so close.
Oh man.
How did you
when
feel
I
when
saw
Vic
her?
won? Yeah.
Well, because I was sitting there and it was like, okay, so we saw the number. We knew what the number was. It was, what was it, 689?
I don't fucking remember.
And it was 689. And Vic had 688. And then Tara was at 677. She was like, my lucky number is 11. I'm adding 11 to it. Right? And then she ends up with the same number. And I was like, holy shit, this is going to be a tie. Right? And then I was sitting there and I was like, she's going to win it. I knew that it was going to be Vic.
Yeah. Because you love her so much.
Right. That's why.
I feel like your love for Vic will make her win the whole fucking show. Because you're gonna be like, somebody fucking send her home, and she's just gonna keep winning shit. Like,
yeah. But then I was just like, okay. When Tara was going through, I was just like, no, she's definitely not winning this, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I knew that she was gonna get it, and at the same time, I was just kind of like, you know what, she'll fuck shit up, so I'm okay with it.
Oh, right? She's so good for TV.
The only thing is that I would have liked to see Tara win just because I would like to see what she would have done with it. I think that she would have done something good with it.
I do too. Like, I think that they're sitting back and, like she said, letting the snakes fight the snakes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like,
this would have been a great
opportunity
for her.
Yeah. Like, I definitely want to see what she's got in store. She's going to be that player who sits back until the crucial weeks and then just fucking lights shit on fire.
I think so too. Yeah.
She's gonna be good. I think Victoria is just like fucking blowing my mind. She is getting more annoying. I will side with you there. Her personality, you know, it's I wouldn't want to live with her all the time.
No.
But I don't want to live with anybody, really.
Right, like truthfully. But I mean, that being said, you know, I mean, she clearly gets the HOH. all I could think when she went into the room afterwards is I'm just like, the diary room is what this is for. You need to settle that shit down, because if somebody fucking walks in, you're already done for and you haven't even gotten anywhere with it. Like,
I just keep watching, waiting for her to get caught because she
yes,
talks to the cameras everywhere she goes.
I
Well, it
know.
was one of the US seasons that the
Yes.
guy was
Was
like
like
in
under the
always talking to the
blankets.
cameras. No, he was like
Yeah.
he would like sit in the room and be like, well, today I think I'm
Oh,
gonna put
oh,
this one on. He was like an older man.
yes, it was Tom. And he used to go in there and he was like having his coffee and stuff.
And
Was it
people would
Tom?
like stand out. I don't know, I don't think it was Tom. But they
It
would like
started with a
stand
T.
outside the room, like listening to him.
Yeah. And he
And
would like
I
talk to his wife though, because like,
Yes,
right?
like
It
yeah,
was
saying
so
they
cute.
missed her and then his play. It was very
I
sweet.
loved him.
But yeah, ultimately, he got fucking found out and sent home. He
Clearly.
didn't win.
Ted? I don't
I
know.
don't think it was
Anyway,
a T name.
I think it was, but I
It
could
was
be
like
wrong.
Carl
Right?
or like Gunther.
Can you imagine?
Gunther. It was
Right?
Gunther.
It's like, yeah, it was like Dominic. Like, I don't fucking know. Anyway,
Peabody.
it probably wasn't
Sherman.
anything. No,
It
it
was
wasn't
Sherman.
Sherman.
It's Sherman now.
Wayne.
No, it's Sherman.
Like, I don't
Stop.
know.
We're
Anyway,
stopping on Sherman.
okay.
What did I write here?
But this is all I could think was like, it would be the best if there was somebody like under a blanket in the room and she's like in there flipping out and saying whatever, and then all of a sudden somebody's just like,
Or like the time that they were in the ball pit and it was
Austin was
Austin,
stuck.
and we were like, and then all of a sudden Kyle started talking. We're like, does she know he's there? I
Right?
want that. I actually made a
I
note.
want
It's
that.
probably on the next episode, but I did make a note that
Yep.
I'm just dying for someone to be talking, because a lot of them just talk randomly out loud. Like a lot of them
Yes,
talk to the cameras, which I get if you're just talking random shit. Like, sure,
I
you're
would
on
too.
TV, like give us some fucking entertainment. But like so many of them talk to us about strategy just to the cameras and their
Yeah.
family in Canada and whatever. And I'm just waiting. Like, I'm like, I really want somebody to come in and just hear their plan. Like
It would
walk
be the
into it or
best.
like stand outside the door, like just know exactly what's going on. It was when Vic won. Because I'm also
Yes.
like, how does nobody know it's her when she's okay? For one, she gets Wendy's, so she goes to the diary room to pick it out, but then she has to go through the house to get the Wendy's and bring the Wendy's back to the diary room. Like, come
Right.
on, big
So
brother.
this is what I was saying. I'm like, what are the logistics here? Did they lock everybody else out? And did they just not, like, what happened here?
And
Because
if
like,
they did
was
lock everybody
everybody
else
in
out,
different rooms?
and if they did lock everybody else out or say like, oh, you're not allowed in this or whatever, like, how did
Process of
they,
elimination, people.
yeah, like,
Like,
unless they did it like for everybody, they were like, okay, Vic to the diary room, and then like, but nobody was allowed in the living room, and then Ty to the diary room, but nobody's allowed in the living room. Like, unless they would have had to
maybe
do something like that so that people
they
wouldn't
had to
figure
do
it out.
something.
But
All I'm saying is this: is that I would have smelled that fucking Wendy's in that
I,
diary room a
I made
mile
the
away.
same note. I made the exact same note. I'm like, there is no fucking way that I'm going
I
into
would
that
walk in
diary room
there.
after you having Wendy's, and I don't know. I know.
I'd be like, spicy chicken? Fuck yeah, I smell
I
that.
can smell that from a
Like,
mile away.
right.
Like,
100% every time.
I know if you ate
Love
Wendy's,
spicy chicken.
I know if you ate Wendy's or fast food by the smell of your fart. Like, I would have been like, all right, Vic, let's hang out. And you would
Right,
know, because let's
right.
be real, takeout farts smell different. And sometimes they've got like that French fry twist. You can't deny it.
French fry twist. I
Tell me
will
I'm wrong.
definitely. I don't know for sure, but I will make note next time.
That's because you pretend that you don't fart, you little
No, I'm
liar.
not saying that I don't. I'm just saying that I don't sit around smelling people's
Like,
brains.
like Drew will fart and look at me and he'll be like, that's a McDonald's one. And like, I'm like, yeah, I kind of want a Big Mac. Like, that does smell like McDonald's a little bit. It's got that twist.
Man. Oh God.
Oh, I know it's gross. People fart though, like whatever.
Oh, 100%. I'm just saying, like, this is clearly what your plan is for when you go to Big Brother. You're just gonna be like, well, if there's an
Ellen
invisible
fart.
HOH, I know exactly how I'm gonna figure it out, because I will smell that shit.
Oh my God.
Like, legit.
Nose of a bloodhound. Let me on the show. I'll figure it out.
I will snip
Okay.
that out.
I made a particular note, farts aside. I did make a note specifically to ask you a question.
All right.
When Vic won and she was in her room dancing and stuff, how did you feel about her grabbing her boobs?
I was just like, I was
Out
like,
of you.
I mean, I guess, like,
She's like, yeah. And she like grabs boobs. And I
right?
was like, what is happening?
I was like, why is this happening? Like, I don't understand. Is that how we do things now? Like, when we're really excited, I'm gonna start doing it
Oh my God,
regularly.
of course. That's the new thing
Regularly.
now. I'm gonna do it and go, awooga. Why not? Why the
I'm
fuck
excited
not,
about it.
Crystal?
Why
I'm
the
gonna
fuck
start
not?
doing it.
Fuck it, whatever.
I'm gonna do
Let's
it
do
on
it.
tomorrow's episode or Friday's episode.
On Friday's episode. Okay.
Oh God. All right, where are we to? We're still on episode 12, hey?
Yes. So I guess then we
Oh.
can move on to
Vic
what?
Telling Kiefer.
I knew she was going to. I knew it.
Like, okay, you know what? Kudos to her for only telling one person.
Right. And to be honest, he's a good person to tell because he will
thought
keep
he
that
would have
shit
been
on
the
lockdown.
worst.
I didn't.
Made a specific note that, like, I can't believe she told the worst liar in the house.
No.
He can't lie worth a dime.
But you know what? He's loyal to a fault. And he will never rat anybody out. And like we saw that before in those like the Sunsetter, you know what I mean? Like he tried it that one time with Vic once, but then that was it. Like after that, he was just like, everything is just locked down. I'm not going to say anything about anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody's secrets. Like this shit is a vault, like thrown away.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, clearly it was a good idea.
Oh
like,
man.
They're, you know, it's working out phenomenally.
Which it was also funny though, because she was like, yeah, it's me. And then she hugs and then she's like, yeah, no, it's not really me though. And then he's like, what? And
when you
like,
want to punch her,
I'd
be like, you know what, Vic, I don't have time for your shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. She's like my husband because Jason's brutal for that. Like, you know what he's like.
Yeah.
Right. And I said that to him while we were watching it. I was just like, I was like, right there, that shit's you. You'd be like, I got it, but I don't.
You know
but
what?
Do I? But I don't. Yeah, I do.
Think
but I don't.
He would be a good player on Big Brother.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you right now, Jason would fucking rock that house.
Because he
100%.
is the only person I know who knows every inch of Facebook, but you would never know he was ever on it. Like he's so behind the scenes, just like taking everything in. He would be a good Big Brother player.
He would, yeah. He knows all the things. He
Don't
keeps
tell
it
him
in
I
there.
said
He's
that.
like a vault. I won't.
I don't like to compliment him. His head gets too big.
It's true. It's a good point. I won't let him know. I asked him earlier. I was like, oh, because he said something. I can't remember what it was. It might come up later if we're talking about it. It might pop back into my head. But I was just like, do you want to be on our podcast? You would be a great person to, like, you know, chime in on our Big Brother episode. And he was like, no.
Yeah. But he would though.
No, buddy, you're missing out.
Because we've had lots of debates, like cabin debates about Big Brother in summers past.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always got a good thought process.
He does, right?
Yeah. We've had some lively debates about it.
Indeed.
Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah. So Kiefer, I wrote down that I would know because of the smell in the diary room. How does the house not see her sneaking around?
Doesn't make sense.
I love the paranoia.
Oh my God.
This is the best HOH.
It is, yeah. I love it.
Oh
it's
my
God. And everybody has it pinned onto Sean. Everybody thinks it's him.
Sean.
Right? But like Vic is just like dropping little seeds here and there just to make it sound like, and like
she's so smart.
Assigning the people slop and then putting herself on slop.
Genius.
I was just like, what?
First, when I said it, so I basically made a note that I think it's smart. So I write my notes like as the episode's going. I don't watch it first and then write them later. Like I'll write it as I'm going and just kind of like I see how the end of the episode goes and then see if like I was right, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I did make a note and I was like, I think that that's a smart move. However, I don't think that her other picks were random enough. And like as soon as she picked the 4 people for slop, I was like,
Mhm.
because she didn't choose any of the guys or whatever, she's making it like she's framing them. I feel like that's too obvious.
A
And
little
I
too
thought
obvious, right?
that she was going to get figured out on me. I was nervous. I was
But keep in
nervous
mind
watching her.
that technically Kiefer is with the guys and Beth,
Yeah, but like,
right?
is he?
Right. But they see that, like, from the outside, it looks like he is, because they were all last week going like, why are you siding with these people who just tried to
Yeah,
vote you out?
yeah, that's
Right.
true. I don't know.
So
I
I
just
think that
kept
it
waiting
was
for it to
random
blow up in
enough.
her face. It obviously it worked. You know what I mean?
Well,
And like nobody thought it was her. They mentioned her name a few times, but every time they'd mention her name, they're like, nah.
nah, right?
Like, what?
Like, why do you people not realize how diabolical she is? Because she
Oh
is,
God, she's so
right?
good.
But in the meantime, what I thought was really funny was I'm sitting there and I'm like, do you really think that everybody else in the house didn't notice after the slop assignments came out? Do you think everybody else in the house didn't notice that Jed, Tashawn, and friggin' Beth were the only people who haven't been on slop yet? I feel like when she came out and was like, oh, well, there's only 3 people who haven't been on slop, it was almost like she was pushing it too far.
So many times.
Yeah,
So
there was
many
a couple
times
of
I was like,
times where
Vic,
she's put too much out there.
like tone it down, reel it back,
Yep.
just shut up. Like when she went in when Austin and Bray were on the bed and she went in, she was like, oh my God, you guys. And she like started to cry. I was like, whoa, pump the brakes.
Yep. It's too
Way
much.
too dramatic. And she left.
Yep.
And then Beth is like, it's her.
Yep.
It's her. And her and
Mhm.
Beth have this like thing where they
Yeah.
fucking hate each other. I really like their rivalry because it's
Yeah,
not
you know what it is?
like a catty thing. It's just like they just don't click.
They don't
You think
click,
it's the
but it's
guys?
also the guys. It's 100% the guys. She wants to work with Jed and Ty, and
Yeah.
that right there is the reason why
She
she put
hates
up
Beth.
Braden and Austin, and
Yeah.
why she hates Beth,
Yeah. Yeah. Because I
because
still feel
she's
like
holding out hope.
putting up Braden and Austin, like, it's not a bad move. Is it really a power move? Like, yeah, everybody's like, oh, Austin's the scariest player. It's like, yeah, but like she's a good
See,
player, but there's still these like she's with Bray and Bray's not winning fucking competitions or anything. So like
no,
Austin's a scary player, but her teammate is weak.
is not.
So
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
why are you targeting them? Like it would have been a smarter idea to put out Bray and Ty or
Yeah,
fucking Jed and
one of
Ty.
each at least.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
put up
But
Austin and
this
fucking Jed.
and Jed, right?
Because
So
that's the
this is
other
where
thing
Jason
too.
said it.
Yeah. Like you've got Austin, who everybody thinks is a strong player. You've got Jed and Ty. I would put up Jed first
Yeah.
because Jed is in with Ty and he's in with Beth.
Yep.
Right. So you've got like the bromance and the fucking showmance. So you put him up and get him out, and that cuts other ties. Like, yeah, okay, Beth and Ty are still gonna be together, whatever, but like these like bromances and showmances, those people like become ride or die.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if you took Jed out of the equation, Beth and Ty would probably still get along, but I don't know if they'd be ride or die. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, I agree.
I
But I
don't
think
know.
that that's what Jason actually brought up, and that's reminded me that time, is that it seems like, even though she like Vic is playing very much with her emotions. She's emotional because she's pissy because of the fact that friggin' Austin and Bray have gotten so close, and now all of a sudden she's just like feels like she's left out in the cold. She
The
did the
bossy
same thing with
glossies are gone.
Latoya, right? She did the same thing with Latoya because she wanted to be in with the boys, right? So
Beth is
it
going to
just
be
seems
next after
Beth is going to be next because she's already got her eyes set on her, kind of thing, right? She's already laying the groundwork for getting her
100%.
out, right?
She
So
has
you
been
can
for like 2
see,
weeks now.
yes, exactly, right? So you can see she's actually playing, like, don't get me wrong, she's playing well, and she's definitely like laying all the groundwork and stuff, but she's definitely playing emotionally too,
100%.
right?
Her
Yeah.
emotions are leading her to really good gameplay,
I
which is
mean, it
usually the
is.
opposite, you
It
know?
usually is, yeah. It's really kind of funny, but that's what Jason said. He was like, yeah, he's like, I think that she is very emotional actually when she plays. And I'm like, yeah, she's strategic, but
Mhm.
it's also driven by her emotions. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I do like her and Kiefer as a team. I do.
I do too.
I thought she
Yeah.
was so stupid. I was like, please don't tell Kiefer anything. And now I'm like, God, that's a good team. What did he call them? Something Spice? She's Spicy
Yeah.
V, and he was like Red Spice or fucking, it wasn't Old
No,
Spice.
it wasn't Old Spice because I remember thinking that it was like, anyway. Jesus, I can't remember.
I don't know. I might have to go
Hot
back and rewatch because
Spice?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. Anyway,
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it
yeah.
out. I just keep make notes as I think about things. I just kept saying I love Canadian Big Brother. It's so fucking good. It's just good, except for that stupid, you know exactly what I'm gonna say. Nomination ceremony with the stupid invisible person walking down the stairs. Like, Big Brother, no. Just
I
turn
was
the
like,
lights out and then turn them back on and then put the video up. You don't need this
yes.
fucking weird walk
Who,
thing.
by the way, I can clearly tell is me.
Do you? Yeah, but I don't think the people sitting down could see
No,
that. Like, I don't think they were playing
obviously.
that video. But like, no, I know I know nobody was walking down the stairs. I mean, I don't think that they saw the video that we were. Shut up. Do you remember? Do you remember the show, The Secret World of Alec Mack?
Yes.
It was, or Alex Mack or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And she would like
Yep.
turn into this like slime. I don't
Yes, yeah.
remember all of it, but
hmm
that's what it reminded me of, like this invisible thing walking down.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
reminded me of that
You're right.
Secret
hmm
World slime.
I
I'm
agree.
gonna go back and deep
I
dive on that
totally
show.
forgot about that show.
Mhm.
My God.
It was Canadian, right?
Yeah. How
Early
old were
90s.
you when that was on?
Oh, I was a child. I was like 6,
Right?
5 or 6, I think.
Yeah. I was
I have
definitely
weird
like,
memories.
teenager. I don't know. I mean, you're too young to know my secret identity. So, because I would have been like 6 when that show came on. Great show. Also Canadian.
Okay, so I fuck, that
You'll
tripped me
never
out
guess
so
my
hard.
secret
So,
identity. No. Anyway.
Crystal, I'm sat here
What?
going, what's her secret identity? I didn't know what you were. So my
It was
secret.
a
Can we
show.
clarify? Because I
Yeah.
keep forgetting people are listening to us. Let's clarify. My secret identity is the name of a show.
Yes,
And
from
we're
like
just
late
referencing
80s.
that show. Okay, yeah.
Yes,
I
I
heard
was.
you were too young to know my secret identity, and I'm like, oh my God, are you really fucking like Batman? What's your secret identity? And if you are
Right?
Batman, how come you have never like taken me anywhere with your billions of dollars? Because like, I don't need to know that you're Batman, but I could know that you're rich, please and thank you.
Right? Why have I not taken a ride in your Batmobile? God damn it.
Jesus, Crystal. Okay,
Sorry.
so it was a show.
Yes, it was a great show. Anyway, Jerry O'Connell was in it.
Oh my God, whatever happened to him? Is he still acting?
I'm pretty sure he married Rebecca Romaine Stamos, who I guess was then Rebecca Romaine, and they had like twins. I don't know what the fuck he does now though.
He's probably still acting. That's like, you know who, this fucking piece of hair is driving me crazy.
I know. I just keep watching you try to fix it.
It just keeps sticking off, and I keep because we don't like. Okay, anybody listening, we're on Zoom looking at each other, and when I say
Yep.
looking at each other, I mean I'm looking at myself,
Legit.
and Crystal's looking at herself, because that's what you do when you're on Zoom. And I've got this little piece of hair that keeps sticking out. Yes, you do. You do that.
I'm not
You can
doing
watch
that.
us. You can watch us on YouTube if you would like to
Okay.
weigh in and decide if we're looking
And
at
see
ourselves.
if I'm looking at myself or not. Realistically, I'm watching her swing her hair around all over the place.
You know
like I
what's
Dream
funny?
of Genie.
It's
Once
probably
again, too
brushing
old.
off. I did see that on reruns.
Okay.
It's funny
Me
because I'm
too.
flicking my hair and it's probably brushing my microphone. So people who are home listening now are probably like, just stop fucking moving because your sound is the shit. But I was gonna say, do you remember Chris O'Connell? I think I definitely got his name wrong because it's Jerry. You said Jerry O'Connell. Chris, he was like Robin in one of the Batman movies.
Yeah. Chris O'Donnell.
O'Donnell. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's why, like, you saying about Jerry reminded me of him, because I
Right.
thought he dropped off the face of the earth forever because he was like in these movies, but he's been like an actor on, like, I don't know, NCIS or like some
Yeah. He's
long
on some
running
show.
drama
Yeah.
show.
Mhm.
I just thought that was a cool point to make.
Yes.
Okay, so nomination ceremony.
Back to it.
Brayden
Yeah.
and Austin. So we've
Yes.
obviously already touched on that.
I'm so I can't even talk to anybody.
The worst.
I literally just
fake.
wanted to punch her in the face. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I really like Austin, but I'm just done. I'm like, you need to
Really,
go
I
home
do
now.
too. Well, I'm just like, it's too much. I'm like, oh, I don't know. She's just playing it too
I
hard.
want to see her go home. I do think she's a good competitor. I thought she could win it.
Yeah.
At this point, I would like her to go home on Thursday. And I
Right.
think that, like, Brayden's game will be better without her. Look at Ro,
I think
okay?
so.
This week, Kyle's
Right.
gone. Ro is the shit. Like, he
Top
is so
notch.
much better.
Yep.
And I feel
Told ya.
like, yeah, I feel like Bray
called
is
it.
just kind of like stuck to Austin.
Yep.
And like,
And until he gets rid of her and branches out a little bit, he's
Yeah.
never going to get better.
he's not going to win this game if she stays in it. Like, even if they got down to final two, she's winning.
Mhm.
Right? So like, if she does, it could be the best move for his game now if she gets booted out.
Definitely. I think so too. I think it will force him. Yep.
Faux show.
So let's go to then, I guess tonight's episode would have been POV. Should we go that far?
POV. Yep. Number 13. So
Mhm.
I'm uncomfortable. That was my fucking first note. I was like, I'm so uncomfortable watching Victoria. I just keep waiting for her to get caught. I'm like,
Mhm.
so okay. You know this, and I don't know if I've touched on it on the show before, on our show, but Drew, my husband, is like super uncomfortable watching anything. Like, if it's something in the least bit embarrassing or like someone's gonna get caught doing something wrong, he cannot look. He can't look at the screen. Like American Idol, he can't do it. He can't fucking watch it. It's just too bad. So I don't know if he's rubbing off on me or if it's just I'm so scared that she's gonna get caught that I'm like cringing watching TV every time she talks.
Yeah, well, I mean, I honestly feel the same way as Drew for the most part. Like, you know yourself that we've talked about this. This is why I can't watch The Office.
Yeah.
Right? But that's a whole other different episode. So we'll get into that on another day.
I'm not even getting into that with you right now because you're just wrong. But all right.
Right.
Cool.
But you know what I'm saying, that I just get like so cringy that I'm just, and that's, I understand that feeling because while I watch her, when she does certain things, that's how I feel. I feel cringy. And I'm just like,
yeah, like, no, you're gonna get caught.
Like,
stop talking.
Please stop.
Whatever.
Stop now.
Don't hug her. Don't hug her. Yeah.
Yes. I'm like,
I made
you're playing too hard. Settle down.
Her crying. What the fuck are you doing, Vic? Like, give it up. Back away.
Yeah.
I wrote a note that I was surprised that Kiefer never told the boys, like, not on purpose, but I just assumed that his facial expression would give it. I'm proud of Kiefer.
Yeah, he's doing good.
I talked a lot of shit about Kiefer on our last episode, and I would like to take most of it, but you know what? No, I don't take any of it back. He was fucking.
That's how you felt at the time, man.
He was driving me then, but now I don't find him as annoying, and I think that he's doing a really good job playing this game. So
yeah,
proud of him. I just keep making notes about how good Vic is doing. She's driving me nuts. Her personality is starting to get to me. But damn, she's a good Big Brother player.
I told you, man, she's diabolical. And like the best part about it is I watch her and I'm just like, I wish that I had that ability sometimes that she has, that like her face doesn't even give it away. I'm like, she's full on lying and she's just like fucking, she just, nothing gives it away. And I'm like, man, if my face didn't give it away, my mouth would.
My face tells my feelings before anything else.
All the time.
My eyes. So Drew keeps like, one of our arguments is that I always roll my eyes at him.
Right.
And I don't mean to. Like, he'll say something to me. And especially if I feel like he's complaining about something that I think that I could do better. Because this is the dynamic of, I'm just sorry. This is the dynamic of every relationship. It's just a back and forth over who works harder or who's more tired or whatever. Like that's just
That's marriage.
relationships. I'm just convinced that that's just what it is. So like if he says something about like being tired or didn't sleep much or the baby was a lot of work or whatever, like I don't even mean to, but I roll my eyes so hard.
Like, and if you might not be able to see this
stop.
on here,
Yeah.
but it's like literally, oh my God.
Oh yeah. Like I almost
One
like
eye
sprained
all the
a
way to the other side.
socket. I almost sprained the socket one day, and he's like, "You
Right.
need to stop." And I'm like, "I didn't say anything." I'm like, "You're tired. I feel you. I think you should be tired. You know, you did a lot today or whatever." And he's like, "Melissa, you fucking nearly pulled a muscle for rolling your eyes at me when I said it." And I'm like, "I'm sorry. My face reacts before my mouth does." And I like, so these are fights that we get into sometimes because I just roll my eyes way too hard, and I'm working on it. But I don't know. I do wish I had Victoria's ability because
Yeah, I don't have that ability. I think like honestly, when I sat down and thought about it, like, you know, from a where would you get that skill standpoint, I feel like her being in foster care allowed her to have that.
Absolutely. And I was
Right?
just about to say too, that's absolutely because that
Yeah.
I don't even think I can get into that because I'll start crying myself. I can't imagine what she went through in her life.
Right. And then
Like
having
just
to
in
shield
general,
all of your emotions kind of thing. And I think that's
it's
probably
just like that's she did not have an easy life, you know.
but on the other end of that, like I was also sitting there going,
I'm still playing with my hair while we're
flicking
having
her
this
hair,
serious conversation, listeners. That's what she's
right?
laughing at.
I was also kind of sitting there thinking to myself, is she maybe a sociopath?
No, I think she's just really good. She's a super fan too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
No,
guess, but
she's good. I listen, you would think it about
just
me,
saying.
only I would just not be. I think I'd be a good liar if I was in Big
I'm not
Brother.
saying she's a psycho. I'm just saying she might
Sociopath.
be a sociopath.
Well,
That's all.
what did we say in another episode that you are? You're a
That I am?
a psychotherapist? Is that what we called it?
I don't know, a
One
neuropsychologist.
episode? A neuropsychologist? Did we
I'm
keep
a
that in the episode?
neuropsychologist. I don't fucking know, but if we didn't, it's here now.
We started editing ish. We're
Yeah.
getting better at our podcast, guys. We're getting better.
They
We
say
are going to add
40.
music. Yes, they say 40 podcasts is the magic number, and we're going to add
getting there.
music eventually.
Yeah.
And I don't know about editing because I think we have a lot of really good content.
Yeah, I think like, you know, at this point,
Talking about edibles and farts is important to what we want to put out there.
I think, you know, we just digress in regular life, so why not just keep it genuine? Fuck it.
Why the fuck not?
Exactly. That's what I say too.
I keep waiting for Victoria's boobs to fall out though. Like while we're on the subject.
Oh my God. I know.
Because like she jumped, there was a couple of times. I feel like they probably did come out and they cut.
Definitely. 100%.
Like they looked like they were just falling
did.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made that
I don't know what
comment
it was.
well.
They were excited about something, and
I was like, Vic, put your tip back in. Jesus.
Yeah. And I keep making notes about like all the people who I like and don't like as I'm going, but I legit think this is such a good cast. Like even the people who annoy me, there's nobody that I'm like, ugh, like if that person is on one more episode, like there's nobody that makes me feel like that. Like they all mesh really well together. It's good TV, I think so too. It's drama, but it's like, I don't know. I like it.
So speaking of the drama, in the pantry with Jed and Beth, what? I was just like, here I thought that she was getting all close to Sean, and then the next thing you know, it's just like, well, we're just getting all kissy face in here after watermelon. Like, what's happening?
Their kisses were so awkward to me.
It was
like,
super
this is
awkward.
so uncomfortable.
It was just like the two of them were almost like, okay, we want to do this, but then we don't want to do this, and then it's like, well, what about Tashawn? And I'm like, I don't know what's happening here anymore, but this is super fucking awkward, and I would like for you to stop.
Well, are they now going to be? So they were an equilateral.
They were an isosceles.
Okay, so that makes sense.
It does make sense. I mean, well, the boys are tall, and anyway, I won't even.
of them are closer together than the other one.
Oh. I mean, I'm gonna be
The
honest.
boys are tall. She's short. I'm not picturing it.
I mean, realistically, I went Eiffel Tower on that shit.
Oh boy.
You might want to cut that one.
No, I'm gonna let that keep going. Mostly because Thursdays, hey, listen, our Thursday episodes don't usually get edited because we just fucking go to bed after we record. We're like,
yeah, no doubt.
well,
That's true.
load it up.
Hope for the best.
I mean, hundreds of thousands of people have just heard you say that.
Fuck it, I don't give a shit. That's what I thought. I don't care.
I
Don't judge me.
All right. So aside from Beth's love triangle, I like it. It's just good fucking TV. It's good TV. I feel bad for Ty because I feel like that. I don't know. That's where I thought it was going, but she does click better with Jed. I see her going more towards Jed the whole way because they just seem to be like a better fit.
But also, I laughed so hard because it was like Rohan was like, yeah, I really think that it's Ty. I mean, he just has this look on his face where he's like trying to keep something in. And I'm like, that's just what he fucking looks like. That's his face.
He's got this like dumb jock thing though, right?
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't even think he's that stupid. He just is.
It could be a common sense thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Like,
I think he's like super book smart, but like he's common sense stupid.
Yeah, or like can't read. I don't think he can read people worth a damn. Like,
no, I don't think either of those boys can. But
they're just like they're not floating on by, but they're kind of floating on by.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Can't figure it out.
POV. So we already touched on how fucking difficult that was.
Right.
I was so excited that Row won.
Me too.
And I said, I literally made a note that said, let's shake this shit up. Because I was like, Deadly, Row won. He's not afraid to make fucking moves. He's going to take somebody down. Vic's going to have to put somebody else back up.
And then
let's get into Austin fake crying. She's not good at it. It was so hard to watch. I'm not saying I could do better. Well, I mean, I could if I'm on my period or something. Like,
I just wouldn't fake it. I'm just like, that's not my strategy. I don't think. Like, I would never go into the house thinking to myself, oh, I'm just gonna play like the whiny little bitch card.
No. I would like lie. I'm gonna like lie and backstab, but I'm gonna lie about like game moves. Like, I don't think I would lie and be like, I'm sad when I'm not sad. I don't fucking know. Like, I know it's
I just don't want to be a whiny little bitch. That's it.
Yeah. See, I agree. I do feel like I would be a whiner. Not a whiner. I feel like I would cry. Yeah. And it's mostly just because like I filled up when Tara hugged Tina because Tina got a letter. I was like, oh my God. So like I fill up at like really stupid shit because it wasn't even emotional. Like she just gave her a hug. Was like, oh, I'm so happy for you. And I was like, me too. So like, you know, like I fill up at stupid shit. Like I could fucking probably fill up now, but I don't think I could fake cry. I don't fucking know. Maybe I just
don't. I don't know if I want. I just not even so much that I don't think I could. I probably could. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
That gameplay to me is just like
it's weak.
Please look at me like I'm weak. Yeah, that bothers me. I'm not that person.
Save me, the damsel in distress. You know, please somebody come save me, fix me, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had to make a note of this. Okay. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm going to start clocking it. I'm going to start like making note every time I see it. Clocking. What did you think I said?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Clocking
your face looked like you thought I said a different C word. And I was like, hold on. No.
I still wouldn't have been surprised.
Yeah, true. Every time I look at Tina, she always has a cup of tea.
Always.
It's such a newfie thing though, right?
Oh my God. Right? Like
every
even
time.
To the point where she was just like, when Tara went upstairs there to an episode back when they got the beer and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna put on a kettle. You want some tea?
And I never
like everything's about tea. Always.
I never noticed it. And then I saw her this episode. I'm like, every time I look at this girl, she's got a cup of tea. And I'm like, that is so like, come in now and sit down and have yourself a cup of tea. Like
Yeah.
that's such like a little nan. Like
It's
I
like
really
super
love it.
newbie.
I
Yeah.
love it. And it's like it feels people are like drinking nothing. They're just standing
Yeah.
up talking. They might have a water bottle and she's just there with her little
It's
cup
just
of
like
tea having a sip. Oh my God.
she
Okay.
kills me.
All right. So we know row one veto, whatever, they had their fucking ceremony. How did you feel about Bray and Austin's speech for Save Me? Their like or their lack of a fucking Save Me speech.
Yeah, I mean, like, I expected that from Braden kind of thing. I didn't even know how to take Austin's, in all honesty. It was
It
like
was
she
like
went from one side of things to like
rude. She
it
was like
was
a bitch about it. Yeah.
well, it was
So
like she was bitchy and then passive aggressive, which was weird.
yeah. So Bray, I started making the note because I thought that Bray was saying his way because he assumed that Austin was going to be saved.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
made a note that like it doesn't matter what you assume, you're still on the block fighting to stay
Yeah.
there. Like
You should try
why?
to be
Like
off.
it fucking drives me when people say, "Do what's best for your game." No,
Yeah.
don't do what's best for your game. Fucking save me. Like
Right.
like you idiot, save
It's
me.
just
I'm on
being
the block.
polite. Like, let's be honest. That's what
Mm-mm,
it is.
I
It's
don't
I'm
care.
just trying to be polite. I want to be respectful of your gameplay. So, do what's best for your game like I give a shit about you, but I really don't.
I'm going to tell you one thing. If I
Okay.
ever do go on Big Brother, because let's face it, I will campaign hard at some point in my life to
Yep.
go on there.
Yep.
If I ever did get on there, one thing you will never hear me say in a fucking veto or eviction night is do what's best for your game.
I hope I do hear you say it.
Save me. Oh, I
Because
know you do. So you're
I'm
like,
gonna like rewind. You
I
said
got this. It's recorded. I clocked every time you said it. Selena took over your podcasting station. We have been talking about you this whole time. You're a
right,
terrible Big Brother player. Your fake cry was garbage.
right. And also you said this.
And you said this 17 times
Do
in
what's
2
best for your
episodes.
game. Right?
Oh, it fucking drives me. Listen, I don't expect you to save me. Just do what's best for your game. No, I expect you to save me because you said you're going to save someone, and I would really appreciate it if you saved me.
Yeah.
And
Right?
another thing I found, him and Austin, they didn't even campaign. Like, unless it happened and they didn't show it. But like when he said, "Oh, I don't know, I might not use it. It might not be what's best for my game." Why
They
did
were
you
just
let
like,
him walk out of the room? Go
okay.
follow him. Like get on top of that
Yeah.
and have those conversations because I thought that was just crazy. Like
Yeah, I know. It
one of
was.
them deserves to go home.
Yep.
Oh,
Definitely. Because they didn't do anything for it.
yeah, and
But after
Austin's
this many
speech just
weeks of
fucking
being
floored me.
on like the block now, how many times this is 2 weeks
And
in a
I'm
row for
slumped.
Austin.
Mhm.
Right? And I'm just like, why are you still not campaigning? And this bullshit of I'm sitting on the block with my best friend in the house. I'm like, you've known each other for 30 fucking days.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, granted, I understand 24/7 for 30 days. So
And I
you
mean, you
probably
obviously
do
get
get
close.
close to
Like,
somebody. I get
well,
that.
if you think
But
about it, like
still,
the number of showmances that
yeah.
like Big Brother has produced and
Oh, yeah.
lasted, like
Mm-hmm.
relationships and families and children and whatever, like
Yeah.
clearly,
Clearly, there's a bond.
clearly you get to know each other in there. But like it's not forever. Just fucking like they're your best friend in the house. Great. One of you has to go home anyway. Get the fucking claws out and go.
But again, it comes down to it's like, okay, well, yeah, that's my best friend in the house, but there's $100,000 riding on this. So I'm like, would I
You're leaving your
rather
life.
try?
You're leaving
Yeah.
your life for like up to what, 75 days or 90 days or something. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're literally stepping out of your life. And I know, okay, maybe Austin and Braden, maybe I don't know if I don't think they have kids, right? But like say
No.
someone like Tara. You think Tara is going to get up on the block? She's leaving her kids at home, her family,
Yeah.
to go to this house. Do you think she's going to get up on the block and be like, well, you just do what's best for your game? She's going to play that shit hard. She is
Mm-hmm.
playing hard.
Yeah.
Like she seems like a floater where she's in the background, she's playing the
She
game
is.
because
Yep.
she knows that she's outside of her family. She can't
Mm-hmm.
see her children or talk to them, and like they can't see her. That's
She
a
didn't
huge
come here for
sacrifice.
fun.
Exactly. Like I'm sure it
Right.
is fun.
Oh
But
yeah,
like,
but
you know,
like,
there's money on it. Like there's a game at play. Like fucking, but a
and there's
lot
a
of these
mindset that
people,
you have when you have children as well. Do you know what I
100%.
mean? That
Mm-hmm.
the things that you do are, you have to put all of your effort into, just simply because it's like, okay, well, I need to get this shit done
Mm-hmm.
because I got other shit to be at. Right? Like,
Amen.
it's like my whole
Like,
life. You know what I
yep.
mean? Like,
I need this done because I have to do these 75 other things.
exactly. Right?
Yeah. Check it off the list.
So, yeah. And
Oh,
maybe that's just our mindset because of that. I don't know. But
yeah.
I'm
I
sitting
don't know.
there going,
I've
like, if you
always
and I
been
were
like,
set on the block together, I'd be like, yeah, I'd feel bad that we would have to campaign against each other. But it comes down to you and I or $100,000. Sorry, we can be friends after I win the 100,000.
I'll fucking like
I'll
buy
still
you a
let you come to my
bicycle or
cabin.
something.
Like,
Yeah.
right?
We're so generous. Like,
Right?
but literally, if you think
I'll buy
about
you some
what's
Mike's
there,
Hard white freeze. Like, it'll be
you know they're gonna
fine.
be good. You know they're gonna be good. But
Yeah,
like
I know.
we've known each other for what, 13 years?
Yeah, like,
12,
well, I
12,
guess
13
actually
years.
like 14 years now. I met you
No.
like 14 years ago on a Patty's Day party. Yeah, motherfucker, I
No, because
did.
me and Drew were only together 13. So it's 13 years ago.
Maybe.
13.
How?
2007? Anyway, we can do the math later. The thing is, we've known each other a fucking long time. We're really good
Yeah,
friends.
14.
It's not 14.
It is. It's
We are not together.
2021. The math is 2021. 21 minus 07 is 14.
So
If it
we've
was
been
13, it'd be
together.
2020.
Okay.
Yes.
We were together 9 years when we got married. And we got married in
I don't know.
2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
So that would have been 2007. Yes.
Okay, my head hurts. Back
Trust me.
to Big
Math.
Brother.
Yep.
14 years of friendship, 13.
Yep.
If we were on the block together,
Yeah.
I'm campaigning against you.
Mm-hmm.
If we're on the block together, POV is done. There's no way we're both saved. I'm gonna be like,
Listen,
bye.
dude.
Crystal's
hard
deadly
feelings.
and all, but do we really want to keep her around? I'll
Right.
fucking talk shit about you. I'm like, remember that fart you walked in on yesterday? Who do you think it was? Clearly it was Crystal. Do you
Right.
want that staying here?
Right?
Whatever I gotta do.
Whatever.
I'm gonna
Yes. But the thing is like afterwards, you can still be friends.
exactly.
Like, it was game. Like,
I'll buy your friendship back
fucking
after
people. And you could very easily with some Mike's white
that. A
friggin'
bicycle.
freeze things.
Oh,
No,
okay.
nobody wants a fucking bicycle.
I was trying to think of like a nice present that I could get you that would be like kind of expensive, but also really cheap. And like a bicycle, I'm like, that's a couple $100.
Well, I tell you what, if the bicycle was not a mountain bike and it had a banana seat, I may take you up on it.
Okay, I'm a little confused, but also kind of curious. And
You know, a banana bike, a banana
no, I know,
seat.
I know, but like bike seats hurt my vagina. So that's why I'm like, why do you want a
Yes.
banana seat?
Because that's why.
Do they not
Because
hurt
they're
your
not.
vagina?
No, it's like this banana, and it's like literally it just cradles it.
Say banana, and I'm thinking banana and vagina, and I'm like, Crystal, you're not sounding the way you
No,
think. You
it's
sound.
like it's very flat and it's wider, so it gives you like more coverage. You know what I mean? So if you're sitting on it, like you're more spread out. I
So
don't know.
why more spread out? Why don't they have
This
those
is just
on
going
spin bikes?
downhill.
So why
I
are
don't
those
know.
seats? Would that make a difference?
I think it would make a difference. What I also think would make a difference is not going on a spin bike, period, because
Yeah.
that shit hurts.
It's
Like,
painful. You know
it's
what?
not good.
We can save this for tomorrow's podcast.
I agree. Yep. Okay.
We're gonna pause that and we are
Moving
going to
on.
resume that for
Right.
Friday's podcast
Tomorrow.
because I could not agree more.
Yep.
Spin bikes are
This is
the worst.
the devil. Yep.
Awful.
So we'll pick that up on the next day.
Right. Well, on that note, thanks to
Mm.
everybody who's listening. And if you're still listening now
Still.
after the amount of times that we have said vagina and fart tonight, good on ya.
Yeah, and join us again because we will keep doing it.
We will be back next Thursday. Before we leave, let's do predictions. Who's going home?
Austin.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yep.
Who's winning next HOH?
Oh, maybe Vic again.
I kind of want to see Tara. I
I
want to
want
see
Tara
Tina.
too.
Like, can
Yeah.
we just like throw up some love for the fact that she's still there and super, super low on like
Yeah.
everybody's radar?
Yep. I love it.
Is next
She's
week
good.
jury? Like they're talking about jury. Like, I don't know if it's
Yeah.
I think this is the last person who
This
goes
is
home before
this is
jury.
week 5, so then it should be. I think so.
That's exciting
Hmm.
because now the game changes when the people you're sending away have to vote for you.
Yeah, because you have to do like jury management at that
Yeah.
point. So
Oh, it's gonna get
big
good.
thing. Yep.
The show is so good. Okay.
It is.
All right,
Okay.
everybody. Thanks for listening. Tune in on Thursday of next week where we will go through episodes 14, 15, and 16 of
Yeah.
Big Brother Canada.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bye.
Bye.